Circuit Tools 3 is a really big step. You know, it's a ground-up rebuild of the software, and it's really obvious the improvements that we've got there. One of my favourite things is a really simple thing. It's the persistence of the layouts and the persistence of the channels that we're picking. So I open the software up again, and the channels that I was using on the data were there for me, ready from the last time, which is a big thing for me, and it saves me a lot of time every time I open up the software. But there's so many other improvements, and there's little tweaks here and there, and there's big tweaks. The map works really well, and looking at the line is a really intuitive process now. There's a few other bits and pieces that I've really sort of grown to love too. And just the layout of it just feels intuitive. It feels like everything's where it should be, everything works the way it should be. Circuit Tools 2 was a good piece of software, but Circuit Tools 3 is really just taking it to the next level.
I think it's a nice progression. I think rather than being a totally new user base that you have to learn from scratch, it's a nice step forward. So just a lot more plug and play. I think there's a lot more ways to the math channels that we can now start to implement and actually look into things in more detail rather than just use it as the standard interface. So that's really exciting, some nice features to play with in the future.
Oh, well, I would say it's probably actually the main thing. Being on track is, you know, one thing, and you obviously need time in the seat, but when you come back in, that's when actually you look at all the important stuff, because when you're out there, you're not thinking about any of the data that's coming in, you know. So when we come back in and we really go over all the data that the VBOX, you know, collects, that is really what steps me up from, you know, whatever time I was doing to a good, you know, 3-4 seconds faster in one session. And that is something that's, you know, so special, and there's nothing else that could really replace it.